Now we are going to import or map each of these fields, and very important to create the hierarchy here in our states so that each state will have multiple cities. The parent taxonomy will be the state and the children will be the cities under a specific state. So in order to do that, as you can see, the AC here in the ACF fields, it automatically map our header columns here in our custom fields, and also these are the WordPress core fields. But we don't want to use the advanced mode. We want to use the drag and drop because we want to correctly create our taxonomies here. This is very important, guys, because if you did this incorrectly, then it will be difficult for us to display the data to list the categories or the cities under each state. So in order to do that, you have to listen to this so you will be able to correctly apply this. Now, the very first thing that you have to check, going to ACF, remember earlier we created taxonomies. So go back to the taxonomies. We will need to double check these taxonomies right here. Click on edit. And as you can see right here, we didn't tick this option right here. It is very important that you enable this because that will be the configuration we will need so that we will be able to correctly categorize the states, and each state will have multiple cities. So make sure you tick this and then click on Save Changes. Now, going back to this import, so when you're creating a new taxonomy, make sure you do that right away. Earlier, when I created the taxonomy, I forgot to tick that option. The first time you're creating the state taxonomy, make sure you tick these, enable this right away, all right? Now, coming back here, this is how you're gonna correctly do the structure. So we want the state and then the cities. So here, we're gonna drag the state right here, just like that. And we after the state, followed by a comma. Now, we're gonna drag the state again. All right, so this is going to be the cities, but the way it will create, you should have the parent category first, and then followed by this hyphen, and then this right arrow. Make sure you remember this, okay? Come back to this video if you forgot, but this is how you're going to structure. First the state, and then comma, and then again the state, and then do this hyphen, and then the right arrow, and then drag the city right there. So this is how you correctly create the structure. You will see that later once we imported these records correctly. And this is the time-consuming step that you need to do, but you just have to do this once, okay, when you're importing data. Again, don't go to advanced mode. Make sure you are here in the drag and drop mode to be able to correctly map the terms and taxonomies. So I'm going to have the WordPress core fields title as the name of the tattoo shop, and content, I always want to have that as about. So guys, it's up to you what type of information you're going to display, but in this example, this is how we're going to display the listing, and that's all I need. But don't forget to have the featured image as photo. So scroll down, find the photo right there. Photo will be in the featured image. So that's all I need for the WordPress core fields. And scrolling down to ACF fields, you need to map them manually right here, these all fields. So I'm just gonna do that real quick. So here the name, the site, right done. So yep, I got everything mapped correctly. You may not need to display all this data, but in case you need it in the future, at least the data is ready, and you can just fetch easily by just modifying your custom template. So after this, you just double check everything, especially when you are importing the real data, the 3,000 or the 4,000 plus listings. Now, click on continue. In this step right here, very important to take this download post content external images so that the photo for the featured image will be downloaded here in the media section right here. All the photo will be inside the media when you take this, and it will not be referencing to the external image. So the image will be locally available in your WordPress server. Now, after this, click on import. So as you can see, it started importing, and we have imported our 17 sample data. Now, the moment of truth to see whether we have correctly import our data, we go to tattoo shops, all tattoo. As you can see, we have all the 17 data right here. So we check one of the random entry right here. Let's say this guy. And you see, we have mapped them correctly. The name of the tattoo shop and the about section will be in the display, and all the CSV data or the custom fields, they're mapped correctly. It's really good to see. These are the data that we are going to display later, especially the working hours, everything. So now, again, the important part will be the states. And you see right here. So under this date, for example, this one, New South Wales, these are the cities. So they are automatically created and mapped accordingly. So here in Victoria, you can see these are all the states. Imagine if you're going to create this manually, it will take you days or several hours to complete. But the technique that I showed you, when you follow that correctly, then you will be able to automatically map this correctly. Now it will be easy for us later to display the information. So under Victoria, we have 11 tattoo shops, and each of these states, as you can see, they have all this the number of tattoo shops within the city and within the state. And when you go in one of the tattoo shop entry, let's say this one, you click on edit, you will see right here how it's mapped under Victoria and under this. Really nice. Okay, so again, double check the states to see whether there's some missing data. So yeah, it looks like all correct. Let's go to the second page. Yep, so only one state under this, Western Australia. So let's check the data. Let's check our spreadsheet. So as you can see, we only have one in Western Australia, and we've got several here in Victoria and New South Wales. We just have 2 cities, Australian Capital Territory, we have 2 cities. So you just need to randomly review, but I think it got it all correct. So that's how you automatically create this hierarchy right here. We can now proceed going to the next step, which is, displaying by creating custom template, custom taxonomy template, custom tattoo shop post template. So how we're gonna display all our entries right here to make it appear similar to this. And you can develop the home page at the final part. Once you have all the listings correctly appearing just like this, and when you go inside one of the cities, you will have all the maps, all the listings, and you can also go inside this particular listing, and this is the specific display for the custom post that we have. Very basic. It depends how you're gonna again structure your directory. So we can now proceed to that step.